newspapers got your gentleman of the press time to pull all the bullshit. and well, I meant it. I was my honor was being forsaken. I had been sent to represent the United States of America and had made a certain suggestions that the Indians had agreed to, and this bastard was double-crossing them. You know, it's a funny thing, the Indians now, this AIM group have started something that now they're against me for some reason, but I am the only man in pictures that always gave them their human dignity. I never was in a picture. I never allowed myself at any time to do anything that would take their human dignity away from them, and that to me is the most important thing in a man's. But it was not saying, oh, that dirty scavenger son of a bitch, you know. I mean, it was a compliment to the savagery of the time. Took no dignity away from any man. I have found that a certain type that calls himself a liberal, I always thought I was a liberal. I came up terribly surprised one time when I found that I was a right-wing conservative extremist, when I have listened to everybody's point of view that I ever met, and then decide how I should feel. I mean, but this so-called new liberal group, Jesus, they never listen to your point of view, and they make a decision as to what you think, and they're articulate enough and in control of enough of the press to force that image out for the average person. For some reason, maybe it's these pictures, they have not been able to do that with me. In spite of what they say, people have not taken sides that I'm it hasn't affected my career in popularity, let's say. In spite of the fact that they've tried to make it do it. And yet, the first fellow that I ever proselyted for a job in, we'll get over this thing as fast as a fellow named Olson, who ran for governor here. He was a Democrat, and he was a liberal. But he was a liberal. He wasn't a radical. He was a liberal. Well, he probably gave us our worst administration we ever had. But he's a fellow that I was out proselyting for, and he won. Then I was a Yorty man. I was for Yorty in these first couple of elections. And he was a kind of a maverick individual, but he was certainly more of a liberal than a conservative in all his actions. And then I did go for Barry Goldwater and for.
Can you say it?
And I love Barry Goldwater, and I think I really think he's a great man. I think if ever there was an example of painting a picture of a man the way he was not, it's what even his own party did to him when they were trying to, his peers who were trying to beat him in the pre-election. God, it's just unbelievable, because he is such a kind, open-minded man. Well, I don't know that Ford is. I know that the other man was.
Let me ask you a question to try and put this into perspective. Do you think in 25 years anybody will care what John Wayne's or Jane Fonda's politics were, or what they will look at is their performances? In other words, we don't know what Humphrey Bogart's. People don't go and think Humphrey Bogart's politics.
Well, I don't think they do on Jane Fonda, because she's made herself such a provocative personality. She's a fine actress. I don't think there's any better. But sadly enough, she wants to put propaganda into everything that she does. Or she chooses things, let's say, that propaganda-wise. I don't know. It's too bad.
People say so many times that John Wayne is just playing John Wayne. Now, is this true?
Well, I am happy that they say that, you know. I'll explain. If you allow yourself to become away from the... I mean, I like the idea of being popular with a great number of people and having an identification with them. Now, if they identify me as a rich, conceited actor over in a corner someplace, and they're saying, yeah, well, Jesus, he's good at his racket, but he's a mean son of a bitch or something, you know, and that would start to limit their attitude toward me, you know. They start looking at me instead of being with me. And in order to identify with the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, the lawyer, doctor, the truck driver, the cowboy, the Western man, I always try to be something that they can easily identify with. Therefore, I've never let my ego enter into my performance to the point where it makes, you know, a many-colored male bird that may attract attention for a while. But I like the steady character, and the more that they say, "No, geez, that's just the way he is," why, the better off it is for me, propaganda-wise. The business, yeah. I feel, you know, right now the intellectual left-wing types that are more or less in the majority in the field of criticizing my work ride me and belittle me and scoff me at you know, when occasion arises. I don't care. I really don't care about
putting
that.
So much emphasis on it.
Yeah.
Don't you care?
But they put so much emphasis on it that, you know, they say they don't, what's the old saying? They deny it too much, you know.
But aren't you doing the same thing?
No, I don't. I try not to fight them. I mean, I don't make it a point to fight them. If I am crossed with them there, they have never been able to
overcome
my, when it comes to, you know, in front of other people. I don't accept anything. What they write is their own palaver. Well, I don't know. Lately, they've been starting to observe me more than subject me to their writing. I don't know. In some articles, I see things that show that they're taking a closer observation of me and my work than they did for a long while. And liberal probably gave us our worst administration we ever had, propaganda-wise. I don't know. It's too bad.